Of all places, Guam, and of all times, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. But that's where and when the tragic riots unfolded. Writer Carla Smith was researching her thesis on the contributions of African Americans in Guam when she learned of the incidents from University of Guam President Robert Underwood. Intrigued, Carla is working on a documentary for local PBS.
And it's about an incident that happened near the end of World War II here on Guam between black and white service members, between Navy sailors and white Marines.
Carla says her research shows tensions were already running very high. She writes that one historian called it one of the most serious incidents between African American and white military personnel during the Second World War. Blacks felt slighted by what they considered discriminatory practices within the armed forces. The confrontation was fueled by that and competition for the attention of local women.
The actual riot itself lasted for 2 days, from the 24th of December through the 26th of December, but there are a lot of things that actually led up to it. You know, for example, there were skirmishes between black and white service members. There was rock throwing. There was some shooting, racially motivated shootings, grenade throwing, all these different things that happened, and it kind of escalated up until on the 24th when it erupted basically into this conflict here on Guam.
The rioters were charged in military court, and for her documentary, Carla is trying to reach out to witnesses or even their descendants who might know more about what happened.
Yes, there were actually some Chamorros who testified during the court proceedings. Off the top of my head, I can think of Antonio Manglona, Vicente Rosario testified, and David T. Cruz. They both would have been about 16 or 17 years old at that time. Antonia Tenorio Rivera, Loris Tenorio Rivera, Candelaria Tenorio Rivera, Jose Leon Guerrero, who served as an interpreter during the proceedings. Anna Flores testified, and Rose Blas gave information to help the proceedings, to help the investigation. So if anybody knows about, their relatives, testifying, I'd be more than happy to talk to them, because we want to make it, interesting, and we want to get perspectives from everybody.
There were many disturbing events that led to the fateful riots. What was the final catalyst, and how did it end?
There were 2 deaths, and there was some prosecution, yes, but I can't give the whole thing. You have to watch it.
Her documentary is scheduled to air on local PBS in spring 2018. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.